ברוך שם יהוה מן העולם ועד העולם אשר לו החוכמה והגבורה. הוא משנה את העיתים ואת הזמנים, מעביר מלכים ומקים מלכים, נותן חוכמה לחכמים ודעת ליודעי בינה. הוא מגלה עמוקות וצפונות, הוא יודע את אשר בחושך והאור שורה אצלו. הללויה, 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 הללויה. סלאם. קודם כל הכבוד ליהוה, בוראנו, בורא הכל, לעבדו הנצחי, בנו, אבינו אדוננו, בן עמי המשיח, לנסיכיו שריו, עטוריו ולכל חסידיו במלכותו. אני מברך אותך, אחי יקר, בשלום, שנת היובל שמח, חג שמח, מועדים לשמחה. My brother, so here we are with Shiur Hasheni, the second lesson, lesson number 2. So today, briefly, we're going to get into putting together some words, and you should be familiar now with the Alef Bayt and the Nikudot. And if you are not, then you have to continue to study the Alef Bayt and the Nikudot, both the cursive and the printed forms, until you are comfortable with writing and reading and recognition. Okay, so that's what you have to. That's the gateway. That's the gateway. You know, the reading, the writing, the recognition. Those are the very critical things that you have to master at this point. And the Nikudot, of course, because the Nikud, the thing to know about it is two things to know about the Nikud. That the ancient language didn't have Nikudot, but when it was found that people who didn't know how to speak Hebrew, that weren't born speaking Hebrew, needed to learn how to speak Hebrew, then the Nikudot were incorporated, and they were incorporated and used to aid as a guide, as to assist people in learning how to pronounce Hebrew words. But just so you know that people who speak Hebrew and read it and write it fluently do not use Nikudot. And it's, as one who teaches the language, then of course I have to use them in order to teach. But the language is a lot more simple without them, and the language can actually be taught without Nikudot, but it requires a very strong and dedicated student to be able to grasp the words without the Nikud. So it's definitely easier to be done with the Nikudot. So we're gonna go down that path. So today, this is one of the pages from my website. Page 7. Okay, it says Kinui Guf, Kinui Haguf, Kinuye Haguf, personal pronouns. personal pronouns. There's 10 of them, starting with ani, then ata, at, hu, he, anachnu, atem, aten, him, hain. And these are their English equivalents. One other thing I have to really stress to you, akhi yakar, and that is that English is only important relative to Hebrew to an English speaker. Other than that, English has no relevance whatsoever to Hebrew. English is not relevant at all to the language of Hebrew. Only to one who is born speaking, or who's being taught the language in English, or who speaks English and doesn't know Hebrew. English has no defining it just has no relevance whatsoever. But if one is an English speaker, and that's the only way that's their only frame of reference when it comes to, transferring words from one language to another, then it's relevant. Other than that, it's not. English, whenever you take any Hebrew word and you dip it into English, you drop it into English, you bring it down into English, it loses so much of its weight, its value, its importance, its significance. It becomes less of a word. It loses so much meaning. Especially if you just take it word for word, you try to take a Hebrew word and translate it to an English word. In most cases, you need sentences and paragraphs in English to define a Hebrew word. In some cases, you need pages in a book to define a single Hebrew word. I'm going to drink some water. That was some good water. Okay. So that's important to know. The best dictionaries for the Hebrew language are dictionaries that are Hebrew to Hebrew. But it can only be used by those who have a certain level of fluency and a certain level of understanding and comprehension in the Hebrew language. So that's where we're trying to get you. So I'm going to take you to, we've formed some sentences here. So as you can see, so this word, ani, this one right here, ani is I, right? A brother would use it, a sister would use it, I, right? It's not me, it's I, right? There's a different word for to be used objectively to represent oneself, okay? And that's OT, all right? But we'll get into that later. So ani, ni, ni. So then we have here, so this is not a sentence, this is merely one word, one personal pronoun, ani. Then we have here a sentence. I didn't put the period here, but please forgive me. So, ta, ta, ta. It's the word for you in Hebrew, right? You masculine. Chazak. Chazak. Okay. Ata chazak. That means you are strong. It means more than that. but for now, you are strong, masculine, singular, in the present tense. All right. Then we have here at, one syllable, at. So whenever you see this, you know this is the word for you when you're talking to a sister, a female, your daughter, your mother, your wife, your grandmother, auntie. Okay, a female. At, you, feminine, singular, plural. Chazaka, chazaka, chazaka. You are strong. When you're telling a sister, you're telling your wife, she's strong. At chazaka. So you can say this to your wife. You can say this to your brother. Ata chazak. So, preferably you see how these words are formed. Okay, so let's start with the. We're going to leave this. We're going to go to this word here, chazak. So this is a chet, right? So the sound the chet gives is not a harsh sound, but more of an airy sound, right? So ha, and this kamatz here gives the chet an ah sound. So by itself the chet is just but when you put the kamatz under it, and it's not a kamatz, it's a kamatz. That's how it's pronounced, kamatz. Okay, so when you put the kamatz under it, it's ha. And then we have a zayin here. You put the same kamatz under the zayin, you get za. And then the letter on the end is a kuf. So it carries, at the end of a word, it just carries a hard K sound, like the same sound that a K would in English at the end of a word. So it's chazak. Alright? Chazak. That's the word. Chazak. Okay. Ta, the hey at the end of the word is just basically telling you that it's just an it's not really prolonging the ah sound, but just letting you know that it's an ah sound. Because most people, when they read in Hebrew, they read it and it looks like this. It looks like that. Okay? Right? So, that hey, without the hey there, if we take away the hey, then it looks just like this one here. It looks like at. You couldn't tell the difference. So you need the hey on the end so you know that it's ata. Alright? So remember, most people when they read Hebrew and they're looking at ata, it looks like that. Alright? So that hey on the end is very important. Just like this yud on the end of ani is extremely important. But so when you see it with just Alef Tav, it's either et or it's at. And et is another word that we'll get into at another time. So ata chazak. Let me bring those back. There they are. Okay. Ata chazak. Okay. At. Again. At. This is a patach. It's a patach. This is a shva. Shva stops the syllable when it's at the end or the middle of a word. It has a different effect at the beginning when it's by itself. Right, so, but here it's just stopping the syllable, so it's at. And then we have, this here is a patach as well, just like this one, but this is what's called a chataf patach, or a shortened patach, which means it has a little bit of a shorter sound than this one, but not that much shorter. It's almost indiscernible. So essentially it has the same sound as this patach here. So cha, za, ka. And again, that hey, because if the hey is in here, it'll look like this word here. So we need the hey on the end, okay? And that's how you know. If we say something is chazaka, then we know that the something we're talking about is a feminine word in Hebrew. Chazak is the masculine. These are verbs here. Okay, these are verbs. Chazak, chazaka. So, at, cha, za, ka. All right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do this. Okay. So we're going to go to another verb now. And this is the verb that is the verb that's used in my name, Elamahd. So we're going to use it with ani. So it looks like this. And again, this is in the present tense. Guess we should line that up, huh? How about that? There you go. And we'll get into verb structure later, conjugation and whatnot. That's something that we'll get into later. Right now, we're just forming words. See what happens. Yeah, see, the period won't put the period at the end of the word. So because of that, I'm not using the period. So, okay. So, ani omed. Ni. You need that yud there. Okay, because again, without the nikud, it would look like this, right? And so if the yud isn't there also, then you wouldn't know what that word would be. It would look like, it wouldn't look right, because there shouldn't be a nun at the end of a word like that. It should be a nun sofi. So you have to have the yud at the end, like that. And that's how you know that the word, this is word recognition, right? Ani. When you see this is ani. This is I. Not me, this is I. I masculine, I feminine. Ani. But we'll go back to how we had it. Okay. Ani. So, ani, and this is an ayin. Now the ayin, they say that the ayin is silent. It's not. And they say it's the same as the aleph. It's not. The ayin, the sound of the ayin, we're still delving into and researching the great wonders and the great depth of the ayin, because it's a sound that basically doesn't exist in English. Just like that click sound, that letter that is spoken in your country that makes that click sound, it doesn't exist in other languages. Well, the ayin is similar to that. So there are many theories about how the ancient ayin was pronounced, and we are yet still working on that. But for now, we will treat it as if it's a silent letter picking up the sound of the vowel sound that's given to it. Okay, so in that case, so this is a cholam here, right? Vav with the cholam. Vavu Techolam. So this is O, and this is a Mem with a Tzere. Tzere has the A sound. O made. Ni O made. I am standing. Again, so the verb to be is understood. It's right here, but it's not right there, because in Hebrew you don't use it in the present tense. This is the verb la'amod, to stand, in the present tense, masculine, singular, in the present tense. Ani omed. Okay? So then if you want to say that you want to tell your brother that he is standing, then you just, okay, you say, Ata omed. Ata omed. Okay, so ata o made. Okay, so now, but if a sister is talking, then we have something else going on. Okay, because the verb is different. And again, we're not getting into verb conjugation now, but you need, just like when you say to a brother mashalom cha, and you say to a sister mashalomech, Hebrew has differences when it comes to gender, unlike English, right? They want to act like it doesn't matter in English, but in Hebrew it definitely matters. And it should matter in any language, but we understand the deception of the adversary of Yah and what he's trying to do. So anyway, so back to, so for a sister, she says, I mean, if you're talking to a sister and you're saying you are standing, right? You would say, it would be like this. Okay. At o medet. At o medet. At o medet. At o medet. Okay. These are full sentences. This is a complete thought. I am standing. You are standing. You, feminine, are standing. Okay? So, these are some, just right now, just trying to, for lack of a better word, concretize. That's probably not a word, but I'm making it a word today. Trying to it might be a word, who knows. I'm trying to concretize, or make concrete, or make make it anyway. I'm not finding the word to say what I'm trying to say, but just want to make sure that it's clear and that it's understood, okay, how these letters and these nikudot, how they function together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you some words for things around the house. So the first word we're going to use is, we're going to introduce. You've used this word before, okay? Okay, so You're probably in one of these right now. Alright? Bayit. 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 Or Bayit. 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 Okay, the word kind of flows like that, right? Bayit. Okay. So there's one word that we use every day, and bayit, of course, is house. Okay, but then how do you get into your house? So this is how most people get in their houses. Okay, so this is a dalet, that's a lamet, that's a tav. Going back to this, that's a bait, that's a yud, that's a tav. This is a patach. This is called the chirik right here. It was the E sound. So then we have a dalet, a dalet, a lamed, and a tav with two segols, right? So the dalet with a segol is de. The lamed with a segol is le, and then put a tav on the end. So de let, de let, de let, door. So this is house, this is door. Okay. This is house, bayit, 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 and this is delet, 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 which is door. Okay. So then we have other parts to the house. There's another part we have to the house, and there's our chet again. We remember the chet from the word chazak and the words chazak and chazaka. So then we have, and there's our vav with the cholam again, and there's something we haven't seen in this lesson so far, and that's the nun sofit. Please let me clear my throat. There's some delicious water. Okay, so now a word that you may not have seen before. This is cha. Again, this is a chet, right? Cha, and then this is a lamed. So, and this is a vav with the cholam. So that's an o sound, right? So cha, lo, and this is a nun sofit. This is a nun that's only used at the end of a word. So cha, lon, chalon, 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 right? Chalon is window. Okay, window. That's how you say window in Hebrew. So then what we have is, we're just going to go around the house and, basically just, identify some things that are important because they're part of the house and you take them for granted. They're just there all the time, right? So we have this word. Okay. This one is, it's two syllables, but it's a little bit more involved than bayit, delet, chalon. This one is, this is a resh, so it has the R sound of r, right? Resh, the R. So ri, this is a chirik. Chirik, it has the E sound, it's like bayit. Chirik, the E sound, so that's ri, ri, and then we have a tzade, which is TS or TZ. It's not T, it's not S, it's both. Tz, tz, or TZ. Tz, tz. TS better, but usually when it's written in English phonetics, like at the end of a word, it's written with a TZ sound, but it's not a T, it's not an S, it's both. So, and this shva right here stops the syllable in the middle of a word. So that's ritz, 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 and then this is a pei, the dagish in it, so it's a pei with a kamatz, which is the ah sound. So that's ritz, pa. And if the hey were not there, you wouldn't know to give it that ah sound, because again, the nikudot are normally not there. So you need that hey at the end to know that it's ritz, pa. Ritz, pa. Ritz, pa. Ritzpa, ritzpa, ritzpa. Floor. That's the word for floor. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go over here now. And we're going to add some more words. Okay, this word is relatively important, because in the world today as we know it, this item is used. I'm using one right now, just put it that way. It's used quite frequently. So we need it. We don't have to have it, but in the world as it's structured right now is full of these. Okay, so put it right there. So this is a kaf. When you have the dagish in there, that means it's a kaf. Without the dagish, it would be a chaf. So it's a kaf. So in the chirik again, we have a chirik here, we have a chirik here, and now we have a chirik here. So the kaf with a chirik is ki. Then this is a samik, which has the S sound, right? Alright. Kaf has the sound of a, as I said, would be a chaf without the dagish, and it would have that sound, and with the dagish it has the sound of a K. The samik has the sound of an S, and a tsere, which is the A vowel, A like day, may, play, say, way, today, right? So it's ki, say, and then there's an aleph on the end. Alright? Now, a lot of times when you see words with an aleph on the end, some of the times, not all the time, but some of the times those words come from Aramaic or Chaldee, right? Which is the language spoken in ancient Babylon. And Chaldee and Hebrew are very, very close. Very, very close. Aramaic and Ivrit are very, very close. Ivrit ve Aramit. Aramit is how you say Aramaic in Hebrew. Aramit. So I'm not saying this is an Aramaic word, but it's a little, whenever you see an aleph at the end of the word, it always, at least for me, it catches my eye. So again, this word is ki, se. say, ki say, ki say, ki say. And as I said, I'm using one right now. Ki say is a chair. Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? Okay. And I'm also using one of these right now. And you may be as well. Or maybe you're not, but you never know. Okay, so this word is written this way, and it's gonna introduce a new vowel sound. Well, let's see. Hold on. There's our new vowel sound. It's not really new. I mean, it's new for this lesson, we'll say. Okay. Okay. So you may be using one of these right now. I am, certainly. So this is oops, I forgot something. Huh. Wow, it's interesting. I'm gonna have to do this like this. I forgot something. How in the world did I forget that? Okay, so give me this. This is what I need here. Okay, back to where we were. Alright, so let's see. That's what I need. Okay, we're straight now. Alright, now we go like this. And there we go. Okay. Now it's correct. So we have a sheen here, so it has the sound of sh, sh, and then this is a kubuts. Those ascending 3 dots, ascending to the left, ascending to the northwest, right? That's a kubuts, and it has a oo sound, oo sound. Now, just so you know, this also has the oo sound, this vowel right here. It's called a shuruk. It also has the oo sound. So the kubuts and the shuruk both have the same sound, which is oo. Okay, let's go back to where we were. So we have sh with the oo vowel sound. So that's shoe, like the shoe on your foot, right? Shoe. But we're not talking about shoes. But this is just the sound. So shoe. And then a lamed with a shva. And remember, in the middle of the word, the shva stops the syllable. So the next word I'm going to give you will not be something that you would use around the house per se, but it's going to be a word that uses a shva at the beginning of the word, so that you can see how the shva operates at the beginning of a word. But for now, we have sheen with a kubuts, so that's shu. Lamed with a shiva, stopping the syllable, so that's shul, 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 shul. Okay, then we go to it's a 2-syllable word, so the second syllable is a chet again. Remember the chet. Alright, so our chet, then with a kamats, so that's shul, shul ha, shul ha, shul ha, shul ha, and then a nun sofit, just like this nun sofit right here. Shul khan, shul khan, shul khan, shul khan. Shul khan is a table. Okay. All right. Now, all right. So I'm about to wrap this up because I've given you a few words here, akhi akar. So I've given you ata ve'at chazaka. I've given you ani omed, ata omed, at omedet. Okay, let me go back. I've given you ata chazak ve'at chazaka, as well as the word ani. I've given you ani omed, ata omed, at omedet. Okay, so I don't want to give you too much. So that's what's important right now. I don't want to give you too much. I need to pause this for a moment. So I'm going to give you two more words just to fill out this page here. But the first one, the purpose of this word, it's not an around the house word, but I want you to see what happens when a shiva is under a letter at the beginning of a word. I want you to see. Okay, so this is what we have. There's a tav, there's a shva, and there's another chet. Imagine that. And then we have I just spoke about this letter, the shuruk, and then another letter that we haven't seen today. It's a mem sofit. So this is a tav. So now here with the tzadi here and with the lamed here, so that's ritz, right? And this is shul, right? But here at the beginning of the word, this is a tav, so this is te. It's not ti, it's not te, it's not ta, it's te. Like sit, like a very short I sound. So that's what the shva does at the beginning of a word. So this is te, and there's a chet again, and the vowel sound connected to the chet is the shuruk, which I just mentioned to you a moment ago. The shuruk. So that's te, hu, and then a mem sofit. This is what well, we don't have a mem here. We did with omed and omedet, but that was a regular mem. This is a mem sofit, meaning it's only used at the end of a word. So that's te hu m, te hu m. So it's tehum, 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 right? All right. So tehum is a very I love the word. It means realm, it means domain, it means sphere, area, range, zone. It means more than that, but for now that's enough. Basically, tehum is realm, sphere, range, zone, domain. Okay, tehum, tehum. All right, and one last word. This also using, let's see if I can do this. You know what? I'm thinking achiyakar. Let me just move this up a little bit. I don't want to move it up too much. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now I'm going to give you two more words. So that'll be a total of 9 on this page. So, this is all the way down here. I didn't realize that. Okay. So I'm going to go back up. I don't need it that far. There we go. Okay, so let's go. Here's a word that you may know. You may know this word. Okay. And this word is not an item around the house. This word is a person. Okay, so this is a yud, right? This is a yud, just like the yud we have here in Bayit, 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 right? We have this yud here. Okay, and it's a yud with a segol, so that's a yeh. Then we have a lamed with a segol, just like the lamed with the segol here. So that's a le, so that's yeh, le, and then a dalet on the end. So that's yeh, led, yeh, led, yeh, led, yeh, led, yeh, led. Yeled, 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 right? So Yeled is a boy. Yeled is a boy. You might know that already, right? A boy. It's not son. Okay, Ben is son, or Ben is son, right? But Yeled is a boy. Yalda is a girl. I'm not going to write that right now. I'm going to write something else. So Yeled is a boy. Now, so when you talk about children, you use this word. Okay. It's the plural of Yeled. So in Hebrew, when words pluralize, I'll give you an example. Delet, when it's pluralized, yeah, let me show you. Let's do this. Delet, when it's pluralized, is this word. And here's our Shva. And a kamatz. Delet, when it's pluralized, it becomes dilatot. There's a shva again. Di. So it doesn't stop the syllable because there was no syllable to stop. So it's the beginning of the word. So it's di la tot. So this is doors. More than one door. So it's not delatot. It's not deletot. It's dilatot. Dilatot. So delet becomes dilatot. We'll just stay on this page for now. So we'll go back and do it like this, just for comprehension's sake. Right? We'll do it like this. Delet becomes. Let's see if I can get this keyboard to do this. It's supposed to be going the other way. That won't work. Okay, so delet becomes. Nah, that won't work. We'll just put it underneath. See, I'm trying to be creative here. Delet becomes dilatot. Dilatot. Yeled, because it has the same structure as delet, right? See the segol, the two syllables, Then you go to yeled, right? What I'm going to do is put a space. Well, I can't really, so we'll just do this. Okay. Okay, yeled. Delet, Yeled. You see, you hear the continuity of the sound there. Eh, 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 eh. Delet, Yeled. Delet, Yeled. Eh, 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 eh. When I'm saying the sound, I'm leaving the consonants out, the letters out. I'm just dealing with the vowel sounds when I say eh. But when you add the letters, of course, then it becomes delet, and it becomes yeled. Okay, so when you want to pluralize yeled, so you want to say children. So this word I'm about to give you, it means boys, but it also is used to talk about just children in general. Not just boys, but children in general. So it's written this way. And here's our shva at the beginning of the word again. Okay. All right. So what we have here, delet is a feminine word. So it pluralizes with ot, right? Yeled is a masculine word, so it pluralizes with im. So when you see ot at the end of a word or im at the end of the word, you know that those words are plural. And I'm gonna this last two words, I know I said I wasn't going to give you any more words, but I have to now because I have to stretch your brain at this point. I'm going to do something that's going to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about the culture that you live in or that you grew up in to know whether the concepts I'm about to mention in Hebrew will seem foreign to you or not, but we'll find out. So anyway, this word, so this is delet, de la tot, delet, de la tot. Then we have yeled. Let me just check something. Okay. Then we have, I just want to make sure I was still recording. You know, I hate when, I'm not recording and I think I am. That's a horrifying thought, Okay, so again, delet, de latot, yeled, yeladim. And you may hear some people say yeladim, right? Yeladim, well, that's incorrect. So, just so you know, it's yeladim. Yeladim. So now I'm gonna give you two words that are very important, right? Very important to us. I'm gonna bring them over here. Okay, I'm gonna start them right here. So this one, you may have heard these before. Perhaps you have. Okay. Alright. So, simple looking word, right? There's our chet again. A lot of chet words today. Okay, so chet with a patach, so that's cha, right? Just similar to the sound of shulchan, right? So cha is a yud with a chirik. Chirik is the e sound, so that's cha yim. Cha yim. Cha yim. Just like you have similar to this im here, right? But this yud doesn't have a chirik under it like this one does. So that's cha yim or chaim. Chaim. Now chaim, like if someone says, Ani ohev et hachaim shali. That's how people say in modern Hebrew today, I love my life. Ani ohev, I'm not going to write it out. We'll save that for the next lesson. But just listen to the words. Ani ohev et HaCohane sheli. As a matter of fact, it's not fair if I don't write it out, right? It's just not fair. So I'm going to write it out. But without nikudot. That'll stretch your brain a little bit too. Okay, so Ani ohev. Okay, et HaCohane sheli. Okay, that's a sentence. Ani, O, this is a vav with the cholam here. But you can't see the cholam because there's no nikud. So, Ani, O, Hev, et HaCohane sheli. Alright, so going back here. So, Chaim, right? It's plural. Okay, just like Yeladim is plural. When you see the Yud Mem on the end, that means it's a plural word. Okay, so why is it plural if it's just talking about life? Okay, so, but when in Hebrew, when you say Chaim, it's a plural word. Alright, so you have to wrap your mind around that thought. I mean, that may not be a foreign concept in your language, in your culture that you grew up in or that you live in. But for an English speaker, Chaim is not a plural word, it's singular. Life, right? Life. But Chaim, life in Hebrew is Chaim, right? So it's really, what you're really saying is lives, really. Okay, so it's an interesting thought, but I just wanted to share that with you, Chaim. And then our last word, and then we're closing out because this is coming up on an hour now. And it's one of my favorite words. I love this word. This is how it's spelled. Similar to the one above in some ways, except it begins with a mem and ends with a mem. So we have ma-yim, 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 ma-yim. Okay, mayim, just like Chaim, mayim, except there's only one yud here instead of two. Mayim, mayim, mem. This is a regular mem. This is a mem sofit. That's a yud in the middle. A patach and a chirik. Mayim. So mayim. It makes sense that mayim would be plural, because whenever you have water, there's more than one water. I mean, because it seems like just the smallest conceivable drop of water would be one. But anytime there's more than just the smallest conceivable drop, then would have to be, because mayim is fluid, it's liquid, so, mayim. So in English, you would call it waters, but in Hebrew it's water. But there's another word for water, which it doesn't have the mem sofit on the end, but colloquially and in the Tanakh, in the Bible, when water is spoken about, water. And of course, when the Tanakh was written, who cared about English? Nobody cared about English. As a matter of fact, today, right now, I don't care about English. But so all that matters is that wet fluid substance that you could swim in and that you could drink and that you needed to live and whatever, and where the fish and those other sea animals dwelt. That's what it was called, and that's what it still is called, mayim, and it's a plural word. So with that, it's about an hour and 15 minutes before the setting of the sun on Yom Shishi. So I'm going to end this lesson here now, and I pray that this will be of some help to you, and that you will find a great degree actually of continuity between the first lesson and this one. You will let me know. Hallelujah, Yah Chai. We will close with a prayer. Yehi Shem Yehovah Mivorach Me'ata Ve'ad Olam Mimizrach Shemesh Ad Mivo'o Mehulal Shem Yehovah. Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. Salah.